In MySQL and many other database management systems, we have a special kind of index called a full text index. We use these indexes to build fast and flexible search engines in our applications. Let me show you. First, I want you to download the script I've attached to this lecture. With this script, we're going to create a new database called SQL blog. Let's say we're going to build a blog website, and we're going to give our users the ability to search for blog posts. So let's run the script. All right, now back in the navigator panel, refresh. So here's our new database, SQL blog. In this database, we have only a single table called posts. Let's take a look here. So we have 4 columns: post ID, title, body, and date published. Now let's say the user searches for React, Redux on our blog. React is a very popular JavaScript library for building front-end applications, and Redux is a library that is quite often used with React applications. So let's say someone lands on our blog and searches for React Redux. How can we find the posts that are about React Redux? Well, here's one way. We can select everything from the posts table. And by the way, here we have to use our new database, SQL blog. So we select everything from the posts table, where title is like React Redux, or body is like React Redux. So with this like operator, we can find any posts that have this search phrase in their title or body. Now, to refresh your memory, this % sign here represents any number of characters. So we can have any number of characters before or after this search phrase, okay? Now, there are a few issues with this query. The first issue is that currently we don't have an index on these columns. So as our posts table grows large, this query is going to get slower and slower. In the last lecture, you learned about prefix indexes for indexing string columns. So we can add a prefix index here, but this index will only include the first few characters of the title or the body columns. What if this search phrase is after the column prefix? Our index is not going to include our search phrase, so MySQL has to do a full table scan. And as you know, that can get really slow as our table grows large. The other issue with this query is that it only returns the posts that have these exact 2 words in this sequence. So it won't return the posts that have either React or Redux in them, or posts that have these 2 words but in the reverse order. That's not how search engines work. If you go on Google and search for something, Google doesn't necessarily return documents that have this exact combination or this exact search phrase in them. It will return any documents that have these 2 keywords in them in any order, and they may not even be next to each other. They may be separated by other words. So this query is not really helpful for building search engines. This is where we use full text indexes. With these indexes, we can implement a fast and powerful search engine in our applications. These indexes work very differently from regular indexes. They include the entire string columns, so they don't store just a prefix. They ignore any stop words like in, on, the, whatever. And they basically store a list of words, and for each word, they store a list of rows or documents that these words appear in. Let's see them in action. So we're going to create a full text index called IDX title body on the posts table, and in this index we're going to include 2 columns. So let me zoom out a little bit. All right, the first column is title and the second column is body. That is why I added both these column names in the name of the index. All right, now let's execute this line. Beautiful. Let's rewrite our query. So select everything from the posts table, where here, instead of the like operator, we're going to use 2 built-in functions to work with full text indexes. First, we call the match function, and here we pass the name of the columns that you want to search on. So title and body. These are the columns that we included in our full text index. So if our index has 3 columns, we have to include all these 3 columns here. Otherwise, MySQL is going to complain. So first we call the match function, then we call the against function, and here we pass our search phrase, so React Redux. Now this will return any posts that have one or both these keywords in their title or body. These words can be in any order, and they may be separated by 1 or more words. Take a look. So here's one post that has the word Redux in its title. You can see here we don't have the word React. The next 3 posts have the word React in their title. Now let's take this to the next level. One of the beauties of full text searches is that they include a relevance score. So based on a number of factors, MySQL calculates a relevancy score for each row that contains the search phrase. The relevancy score is a floating point number between 0 to 1. 0 means no relevance. So let's display the relevance score in the result. So after the asterisk, I'm going to add this expression here. So let's copy this and paste it here. Take a look. Now we have this new column. This is our relevance score column. So you can see that the first post has the relevancy score of 0.9. Then we have 0.1, once again 0.1, and 0.09. So the result is sorted by relevancy score in descending order. This is very powerful, just like search engines, just like Google. Now, these full text searches have 2 modes. One is the natural language mode, which is the default mode, and that's what we're using here. The other is the Boolean mode. And with this mode, we can include or exclude certain words just like how we use Google. Let me show you. So here, after our search phrase, we type in Boolean mode. Now we can exclude Redux by prefixing it with a minus. So we're telling MySQL that we're looking for rows that have React, but not Redux. Take a look. The first post that was about Redux is no longer in the search result. We can also include a word as a requirement. For example, if we add plus form, that means every row in the result must have the word form in either the title or the body. Take a look. So now we only get 1 row in the result. And as you can see here, we have the word form and React. They are not in the order that we specified here. And this is the beauty of full text searches. We can also search for an exact phrase. For example, here we can add double quotes and search for handling a form. Now this returns any posts that has this exact phrase in its title or body. So full text indexes are very powerful. Use them if you want to build a search engine in your applications, especially if you want to search on long string columns like the body of a newspaper article or blog post or the description of a product. Otherwise, for shorter string columns like name and address, use prefix indexes. Next, we're going to look at composite indexes.